Hi, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here with me. If you enjoy my reading today, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel in order to be notified when I upload new weekly, monthly, and daily readings. Today I'll be doing a general weekly reading for all of the signs for the upcoming week. As the reading focuses on the general energies surrounding the week, the messages may or may not resonate with you. For a more personalized reading that focuses specifically on you, please contact me at the email listed in the description box and the About section of this channel, changingphasestarot@gmail.com. Now, I've already meditated and shuffled the cards off camera in order to save time, and I'll be doing a 3-card spread plus one additional card from the bottom of the deck for the overall energy for the week from the Good Tarot deck. I will also be pulling one additional guidance card from the Soul's Journey Oracle deck to complement the reading. Right, now let's get started with the energy surrounding us for the upcoming week. Right, so let's get started, and we're looking for the energies for the week of Monday, September 11th through Sunday, September 17th. Please show us the energies for the week of Monday, September 11th through Sunday, September 17th. That's the energies for the week of Monday, September 11th through Sunday, September 17th. Okay, that's the first part. Spirit, one card for the middle of the week. This is for the week of Monday, September 11th through Sunday, September 17th. Card for the middle of the week. Okay, I want it to come out. And one card for the end of the week. This week of Monday, September 11th through Sunday, September 17th. Here, please show us one card for the week of Monday, September 11th through Sunday, Monday, September 11th through Sunday, September 17th. I don't feel like I need to shuffle anymore. We'll just take one more. The last card is the Hierophant, and the energy at the bottom of the deck, which is the overall energy for the week. We have the Nine of Air. Okay, put that there. I will just shuffle this, and then I will put all the cards so that we can take a look at them. Okay, now we will take one card from the Soul's Journey deck. And this is by this over there. Soul's Journey deck. These are lesson cards by James Van Praagh. I'm looking for one card spread for the week of Monday, September 11th through Sunday, September 17th. Okay, that one came out. And the card that we have is Trust. Okay, so give me 1 second to set this up, and then we will talk about the meaning of the cards. Okay, so the overall energy for the week is the Nine of Air. This would be the Nine of Swords in the traditional Rider-Waite deck. And the air suit deals with thoughts. It's a very mental energy suit. And we see in this deck, it's a little bit different, right? The woman is surrounded by birds, but in the traditional deck, we know that the Nine of Swords is it's known as the nightmare card, right? It's a card of fear, has a negative feel to it. But we must remember that the troubles in the Nine of Swords, they're primarily mental, right? They're psychological. They really don't indicate any external suffering. It's what is inside our minds that is creating the fear, creating the anxiety and not, what is actually going on in the real world. So a lot of what might be happening, as we look at the overall energy for the week, we might have a lot of fears or anxieties about things that are going on in our lives right now, right? But it could be fear, it could be fear of the future as well, what might happen in the future. Um, but we need to, it could be also an indication that you're worrying excessively. So we have to be very careful about trying not to worry excessively about a situation, right? The card, it shows us that we're actually being kept up at night because you're so anxious or worrying so much over a particular issue. So in this particular deck, the card sort of encourages us, instead of focusing on that aspect of us, it kind of turns it around and it encourages us to shift all of this negative self-talk to self-compassion. So, change from fear to possibilities. So it's really a call to faith. And just it reminds us that, we are only human and we're trying to do the best that we can. And when we need help, we can call on spirit or the universe to come in and try to help us, right? Offer us some assistance, guidance, and just try not to be too hard on ourselves, right? Know that, we're trying to do our best and new possibilities will come along, but, we need to kind of not get so caught up in what is going on in our minds this week. That'll be the overall energy. And you can see that we do have, besides the overall energy of the week being a swords card, we have two more swords cards. So the first card, or the energy surrounding us at the beginning of the week, is the Four of Air, or the Four of Swords in the traditional deck. And the Four of Swords shows a period of rest, a period of recovery after a very challenging time. So it's a time to sort of be silent, inactive. It's a time to build up your mental strength, right? And so meditation could help. Spending time in a calm environment could help as well. You need to replenish your strength and spend time sort of thinking, right? Spiritual thinking as well. So you need to rest and relax. It also reminds us that after every crisis and before a new challenge, there is a time of relaxation, right? Where we're not supposed to maybe act on anything right now, right? We just need to take this time out to rest our minds, rest our bodies, and then we'll be ready for whatever comes up after that. Okay? And in this particular deck, it is a card of healing, right? Of healing, of meditation, rest, and recuperation. Again, just reminding us to quiet our mind in order to find clarity. So it's a time to take a break and take care of ourselves at the beginning of the week. Now, around the middle of the week, the energy that we have is a card that comes immediately after the Four. And I hope I didn't say the Six of Air when I pulled it, because I think I might have saw that as a six, but it's not. It's the Five of Air. And the Five of Air, or Five of Swords, it deals with conflict. Okay, on the traditional, in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, the card shows the man, he's carrying the swords. It's like he's won a battle, right? But it's a card that reminds us that despite thinking that you have won a battle, you may still end up the loser, because maybe in winning that battle, you hurt other people, you annoyed other people, maybe you isolated yourself from other people, right? And so as you try to pick up the pieces and try to see the conflicted thing in the past, it might not be that easy. So you did win the battle, but you might lose some friends along the way. So just be careful, whatever decision, if you are involved in a conflict, be careful with the decision that you have to make, and pay more attention to the relationships, right? And the Five of Swords also can represent sort of ambition. It can have to do with ambition, but in the negative sense, right? Having too much ambition without really worrying about the consequences to yourself or to others. So it's just, that would be more of a caution. In this particular deck, it does speak of tension and conflict, and tells us that even though conflict might be difficult to handle, we can try to switch it around, look at the positive side, and use the experience to grow from from it, right? To grow into a more authentic version of ourselves. So it also encourages us to see that it's not always important to win, right? But it's important for us to always um, retain our sort of our integrity when dealing with challenging situations. Okay, so not a great card, but again, it's asking us to sort of reflect on it, look at things from a different perspective here to see that, to see how we could possibly learn from whatever conflict we have coming up here in the middle of the week. Now, to round out the week, we have the card of the major arcana number 5, the Hierophant. So this would be the energy for the end of the week, sort of the future card. This is in the future position, leading into the next week. Now, the Hierophant, it's a very conventional card, right? And sort of the Hierophant appearing at a reading, it does encourage us to follow, right, the status quo, not to challenge that right now. So it suggests that you need to follow if there are established social structures, traditions, try to go along with whatever is the status quo at this point, right? For whatever reason, we're being guided to follow that. And in this deck, it does deal with obviously the Hierophant is the in some decks he's the priest, the high priest, right? We have the priestess and the high priest. So it is a card that deals with spiritual practice. It encourages us to look into prayer, meditation, the rituals involved in praying and meditating. And it does say that these would be in our highest good at this time, right? And they'll enable us to deal with the challenging energy that we might encounter. So with this challenging energy here, right, we are asked to look towards, a spiritual sort of traditional structure or ritual, right, in order to help us to quieten our minds at this point. And so it says that, to deal with the challenging energy that might be coming up in the upcoming week, look to meditation, look to spiritual practices to help you. Sometimes the appearance of the Hierophant in a reading can show that, you might be dealing with a difficult person, right? So maybe this conflict here in the middle, it could be a difficult person that you're dealing with. And that person is very, very structured, very stubborn, right? That they have their way of doing things. This could be, if it's in a work setting, they might have a very set way of doing things in the workplace. So it's just, it says sometimes we're asked to follow or embrace tradition, right? And other times we're asked to trust ourselves and kind of go against the grain. So I would say for this one, in order to help you deal with whatever challenges you have, look towards the meditation, the spiritual practice to help you during the week. And thinking about trusting ourselves, the card that came out as our guidance card for the week is the card of trust. So the Soul's Journey Oracle card says, trust, I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Okay, and I will read you the description from the book here. It says that the earth can be a tricky place, but you have been given a tool to help you navigate through the murky waters, your intuition. You must learn to tell the difference between ego talk and soul talk, then trust your soul. Once you get into the habit of following your intuition, you will come to practice that discernment externally. You will be able to know if a person or situation is trustworthy, but it all begins with listening to your inner voice. Exercise it like a muscle, and when you determine that it is always right, that wisdom will spread out and influence everything that you do. Decisions will seem easier. Your soul only wants what is best for you, and you must learn to trust it. So that's a very nice card that kind of goes, I think it ties in with this last card of the week, right? And by the two of these cards kind of tell us that whatever we have going on here, whatever mentally, whatever we've been dealing with, the problems and the stress, it's just asking us to turn inwards, right? Look towards our spirituality, turn inwards, listen to our inner voice, and use that or count on that to get us through whatever challenges might come up during the week. So I would say the main message for us is to rid ourselves of negative thoughts and to trust in higher guidance. So I'd like to thank you again for joining me today for this general weekly reading. I do hope that the messages have helped you in some way, and I wish you a week full of success and positive energies. I look forward to reading for you again next week. Also, please check out my channel for the monthly readings that I've already posted for the month of September. And there are also extended weekend reading and daily tarot snapshot readings on the channel. Please join me on my Facebook page, Changing Phases Tarot, and know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light. Bye.